And good morning from Scotty, Ray, and Candace. Today is Wednesday. It's hump day. It's that camel that passes by and you feel good about it.
Yes, halfway through the week.
So, any big plans for today?
Just work. That's it. Just work.
That's it?
That's it.
All right, let me ask you a question since it's on my mind, because I got an invite somewhere the other day. You know, you got to have manners. If you're Southerner, you got to have your manners, and no matter how bad something is, you're just polite to the end.
Yeah.
But what happens when you sit down and the banana pudding is wrong? I mean, this is
good banana pudding.
Well, it's not even that. It was, I could see it coming before it made it to the table. Mm-hmm. And it was runny.
I was supposed to say, was it real runny and nasty?
You could take the spoon and it was like soup. Mm. And I bellied up like a man, and I ate a couple bites of it.
With the bananas like brown and all that.
It was, I ain't going to say which friend got me into this, but I had to sit there and act like I liked it.
Well, that's good of you that you did not. Make a face.
Like every mannerism in you had to hold it back.
Did you just eat a few bites or did you eat it all?
No, I couldn't eat it all.
Oh.
I couldn't eat it all.
I like banana pudding. I hadn't made any in a while, but I got two different recipes. Now, I don't do the one that my grandmother used to do where you got to cook it.
Yeah.
That's just too long and drawn out. But I do have that recipe, and that is a good one, because that's one thing that my grandmother had down to a science is her banana pudding. But now I have a quick one that I throw together, but what the secret?
Well, please tell me, because I need somebody to make it for me.
The secret to a really good banana pudding is cream cheese.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you let that stuff get cold. I mean, I could make a meal off of it, just that.
Yeah, there's a local place in town that I kept thinking, what is in this that makes it so good? It's cream cheese.
Cream cheese,
You have to mix it up, blend it really, really good. It can't be chunks of cream cheese in it, obviously, but.
Now, my mother-in-law's got some really good stuff, and I always depend upon her.
Yeah.
I remember as a teenager, and I don't know how many times you've been into those situations, but I spent the night with somebody, and their sister had made a pecan pie, and they put it on the table, and I was going to cut a piece, and then, after you apply pressure with a knife, and it doesn't go through it, and then you start really working your arm, and I gave up.
Yeah, that's another thing, I love pecan pie, but what I want to try is a pecan pie cheesecake.
Never heard of that.
I saw the recipe the other day, and it's got the stuff that you make, that the inside of the pecan pie, it looks almost caramelly, the gooey part. It's dripping down the sides of the cheesecake.
When are you going to try this? Because
I don't know, probably
we'll do
the
a sample up
maybe
here.
The holidays or something.
And that's the good thing, since we're talking about desserts and things like that. Christmas time's coming.
Yes.
And Thanksgiving, all of that is just the most wonderful time of the year, because you get to eat.
I know, and I need any help in that department.
It's not about what you get at Christmas, it's what you get to eat.
Yeah. When I went to the grocery store the other day, I'm always talking about I've gained weight, and I need to lose weight, and I'm going to start walking and doing all this stuff.
We got a couple emails about that.
Yeah. Have you really? Well, I came home with these croissants, which is bread. I mean, bread is the last thing I need to eat, but they are so good. Oh, my gosh. You heat them up for 10 seconds, and it's just like a cloud.
Okay, is it better than going to Popeyes and saving the biscuits and microwaving them?
Yes, it's better. It is better.
Because those are some bad boys.
Look, I know. We had Popeyes last night for supper, so.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
See, look what I've made you look forward to today.
Are y'all hungry? Have y'all eaten breakfast? Because y'all probably starving to death.
Coming up, we're going to tell you about the news, and also we'll get you some weather here next, but we'll have some local stuff and also some national headlines. And, we'll address what's going on in Meridian, because it's everywhere.
Yes.
All that's coming up with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. Well, a whole new list of bargains begin today at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, where you can get the yellow or zucchini squash for $1.99 a pound, including the fresh celery sticks. You can get those for $1.29. Onions, 69 cents a bunch this week. Also, you can get the Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, 2 for $3 for that 18-ounce bottle. The Idaho potatoes, you can get those 5-pound bags, 2 for $4. Bargain there. Also, the chicken noodle soup, the Piggly Wiggly brand, a cream of mushroom or a cream of chicken, 2 for $3. Always use that in the kitchen some kind of way, can't you? Also, the Piggly Wiggly cornmeal, you can get the 2-pound bag for 99 cents. Or how about the flour? 99 cents also for that 2-pound bag. Take advantage of the Ritz toasted chips, $2.79. You can also get, now if you're going to be cooking steaks, the sirloin tip roast, 49 cents a pound, and the sirloin tip steaks, $3.99 a pound. Bargain there if you want to whip some of that up. Also, the Oscar Mayer wieners are always on sale there, and you can still get the purified drinking water, 3 for $8. That's just some of the bargains that are going on this week at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. Drop in and see Joe. They'll help you out and show you around and get you a great deal on this, all at the Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville. Friendly folks, hometown, right there, local. Drop in and see them today. Well, what you're here for now is the weather, brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. And we really couldn't ask for much better weather this week, as today we look for sunshine and a high of 82. That's not going to be bad at all. The entire week is great. Now, if you haven't went outside this morning yet, do so right now, because it is perfect weather. I walked outside a while ago and it was that cool feeling. You'll love it. As we turn to what the National Weather Service tells us today, we pull up as we show that 82 for the high today, sunshine over the state of Mississippi, especially in our area. Look at that. As we go through and take a look at other things that are going on that affect what you do, as I've been saying all week, this disturbance down here isn't going to make it. That's went from 30% down to a 10% chance. It's going to fade away in a day or so. That's great news. We don't need any more hurricanes right now. As we move forward with climate change, it shows us there normal. The cooler weather extremely in the northern part up here where we get some snow, but we're still normal. So 80-degree weather, 50-degree weather at night, 70s, 80s along in there, great weather. As we look at the storm prediction today, the Dakotas up in there is our biggest chance of some storms today. Nothing bad at all. So we'll take that weather without a shadow of a doubt. As we turn to go to take a look at radar this morning, and we pulled that up, and it is absolutely, look at that. Couldn't ask for better weather down here, all the way through Dallas, Atlanta, and these areas. You have to get up in Kansas City, up in these areas here before you start getting these fire risk and things like that, fire warnings, and where they're watching it. And as we said, it's a little bit up in the Dakotas today, a chance of something going on, but perfect weather in the Southland. Now, something else that I wanted to bring up that we don't want to forget as we turn to look at this is the power outages. We're looking at Louisiana still here, where the storm came through last week. Still 54,000 people without power in the state of Louisiana. That is serious, and I know they've got a lot of crews working to get that back on, but there's a lot of swampland to get those power poles through. That's dangerous, it's hot, and it's tough work. So bottom line is, don't forget our friends over in Louisiana. The storm may have gone through again. They weren't over the one that had been through the first 6 weeks. It's devastation in a lot of those areas, and they're struggling to get themselves back up on their feet. So still keep all those folks in your thoughts and your prayers as you go through that. Still to come in a little bit, we'll do your extended forecast to find out exactly what's going to happen all the way through the weekend and what we're going to have coming up toward next week and all that. But we've got great weather today and tomorrow. We'll get back down to 54 tonight, 83 tomorrow. It's just great weather. So enjoy it while we've got this perfect weather before we either turns cold or too hot once again. It can happen in a day's time. We've got that and so much more coming up. And Candace will join me here in just a moment to tell you more about what's going on with some local headlines and some national stuff.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
And welcome back with Scotty, Ray, and Candace as we roll through this gorgeous Wednesday morning. Look for some nighttime lows Friday night to be chilly, as we mentioned a while ago.
Yes, I know it's going to be nice.
It's marshmallow weather.
I know, and I like sitting around the fire and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I just love it. But I just wish it would get a temperature and kind of just stay that way for a while. This going back and forth to like 90 to 70.
You'll have to move from Mississippi.
Yeah, you don't know what to wear. I'm just
never in the state, do you?
I know.
You have to go somewhere like Tennessee to where it's the mountain part to where it's usually 70 to get the kind of weather you want, or California.
Yeah, like only in Mississippi can you have summer, spring, and fall all in the same month.
Sometimes winter.
Yeah, sometimes winter.
It does happen. Well, there's a lot going on in Meridian, and I don't really know how the best way to handle this, or I'm going to bring it up. What's the councilman's name?
Weston Lindeman.
Weston Lindeman. He put out a Facebook post a couple days ago that was live that the gentleman is worried for his life.
Yeah.
Now, do we know whether that's true or not? I do not. But at the end of the day, he thinks it's real.
Yeah. And I guess anytime you, well, first let me say I feel for anybody that fears that something's going to happen to them. Because, I mean, you just kind of feel like you're watching your back all the time. Like,
Correct.
I would hate that for anybody. And, you know, we're here to report what we see, and we're not here to, I mean, obviously we give our opinions on some things like politics and
Right.
stuff, but, you know,
I don't know enough about this to give an
that's
opinion.
right. And I'm not going to give my opinion one way or another on this. I just feel like I hope that he stays safe. And I hope that if, you know.
Yeah, a Facebook post here says that that he is safe, that it was shared that he is safe. If you roll on down through here, I don't know what to think about this. Lolo Allen pointed out on there that the U.S. Feds and Attorney's Office are involved. He's notified them. That's good.
Yeah.
This next one, you know, it just says it out there on Facebook. It says that if Weston Lindeman gets so much as a hangnail, they really fear that what would happen in the city of Meridian, going on to tease the fact they think that riots would break out. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. I do know I did watch the video, and
this is the video here
yeah.
that she's referring to.
I watched the video, and I think that there's different avenues you need to go through, obviously, to take care of business, you know, and
Right.
maybe mentioning people's names and
Is not the
assuming
best way to
things
do.
that they've done or do or whatever. That's not the best way, I don't think. But I guess if you feel desperate, especially desperate for something happening to you, maybe you'll try to get help from anybody. So I feel like that's kind of what the thing is he's asked, like he has gone through the motions of asking to have a meeting or something, and maybe was declined. Is what the video says.
But
I don't know.
that would mean that others didn't agree with your opinion.
Right. So who knows what's going to happen with that? I hope everybody stays safe, and I hope that.
Yeah. But if you'd like to watch it
yeah.
yourself, go to his Facebook page, Weston Lindeman, is that how you pronounce
Yes.
it? And he's a city councilman. He's has filed some sort of lawsuit against the city of Meridian or something to that effect.
Yeah, I think he didn't agree with the way things were being handled in a certain police department or something.
Okay.
I don't know, but so I wish whoever is trying to take care of business well. I hope that things turn out the way they want them to, and it's by the book. So.
Yeah. But hey, you know, Billy Solly is as honest as
That's
they
right.
come. Go to Billy and talk to Billy. That's my personal opinion on anything. Great guy. Well, as we move along, other stories that are going on nationwide, there's always something, and who knows, we may make national news out of this before it's all said and done with that. So, but as we move on to national stories that matter, let me go back up and see where it starts out. They're telling us to be prepared because more protests are coming. We've got, 21 days? Am I pretty close on the presidential election?
Yeah, a little over a couple of weeks. So
The New York Police Department has sent out letters saying, hey, you're not getting any time off. Be prepared to work long hours because they feel that riots are going to break out, and protests may have been the word that they used. But basically the same thing that we've been seeing for the last few weeks. They don't expect the election to be finalized that night and to stretch into a week or so with protest.
yes, and I hope that doesn't happen. But I mean, if you look at the past of what has happened and what's going on now,
I mean, pulling down poor old Abe down in Portland the other night. Come on.
yeah, it's just everybody's just gotten way out of control, and I don't see where any of that is helping matters. I mean,
It's
it's
not.
not going to get their way one way or another. It's just causing chaos. So
And we looked this up so we'd be sure to know name the movie.
Fatal Attraction.
So, if something, and you know, I feel for this guy because he did something that was maybe a little, he should have used better judgment. He didn't actually follow through with having an affair. He sent a few texts to a girl. She sent him a text and he answered her. And
Let me back it up here.
Okay.
'Cause
You don't agree with that?
a woman's view is if you are texting somebody,
Really?
that's an affair. That's an emotional affair.
I just thought, you know, but we don't know what she said. Like, hey, how you
Yeah.
doing? He could have said, hey, hello.
Well, I mean, yeah, if it's a basic conversation, still, you shouldn't be texting a woman if you're married. I just don't think. But anyway.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's a woman's view on it. That's my view on it. But anyway.
There's a 99% chance that he didn't just say hello.
That's right.
If you
Probably
get
so.
down to the meat of this.
I mean, I don't think she'd try to
Right.
be Glenn Close's character.
But, okay, the mayor of Anchorage, Alaska, answers a few texts with a news report, and obviously she's a pretty lady.
I did say she has some crazy eyes, though.
Yeah, apparently she does. So I don't know what went on. Maybe he quit texting her to some degree, and that's just thinking out loud. But she goes on a Facebook rant, goes live, and accuses him of posting inappropriate pictures of himself on a site for underage girls. Well, the FBI is called in, and well, he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything like that. They found no criminal record. She goes back to work. Now, this is, she's a reporter. She slaps her boss upside the head, gets arrested. So I'm thinking the old mayor just ran into what they call a woman with snakes in her head.
Yeah.
Now, I am unsure whether the man is married or not. He may be. I'm not sure. But whatever, he's paying for what he done.
Yeah. Yeah, he got something on his shoe that he can't get off.
Yeah, it's one of those things of, Mama, look what followed me home.
Yeah.
And she won't go away.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, that she does have some crazy looking eyes, though.
Can you imagine?
That would be bad. I mean,
Like you're in 10th grade, did you ever go out with anybody that just kept leaving notes on your desk and wouldn't leave you alone?
no, I never had that issue. No.
Okay, I'm just
No,
asking.
I will say though that I did work at our old mall,
One
the
that tore
village,
down?
the Village Fair Mall. Yes, I did.
That's telling some
Worked
age.
in a jewelry store, and this guy who claimed to be a surveyor,
Yeah.
that was not from here, kept coming in, looking at jewelry every day. It was really weird. And I at the time was only like 17.
Yeah.
He kept coming in and was kind of flirty and stuff, made me nervous. Well, one night I walked out to my car to get in my car because it was just two of us that closed every night, and we walked out of a different door than everybody else.
Yeah,
in
the back
mall.
door.
Right. So he's out there, this big old suburban,
Creepy.
and he comes up to my car. The guy that I worked with had already left, and he comes
So you're
around.
alone?
He was waiting, yes. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, it freaked me out. It's scary. All I could think is he was going to knock me in the head and throw me in the back of that suburban. So anyway, at the time, the guy that I was dating and a bunch of his friends came in the next night, because the guy was like clockwork. He came in every evening.
Same time.
Yeah. And they all came in and followed him out, and I don't know what was said, but he never came back after that. So
Maybe you were having a bad hair day and he
That
changed
was
his mind
really-
at the last second.
that was really weird. That's
You know,
scary.
you should watch yourself because there
Yes.
are some crazy folks up in this world.
Yes, they are. It was really weird.
Yeah. Well, as we move to our next story, now this is national. This is going everywhere. And if you hadn't heard the story by now, pay attention to it. This group of 6 guys were going to kidnap the mayor, not the mayor, but the governor of Michigan. Turns out they were also planning to kidnap the Virginia governor also. They had sent text messages after text message over a 6-month period plotting this to get her. They didn't like her. At first they were saying, well, they're fans of Donald Trump. Turns out if you go in and look these guys up, they didn't like Trump either. They had their own agenda of what they wanted, and they really didn't like her.
That's just scary to me. But with all the corruption that's kind of going on in the,
Yeah,
the
it
nation,
is some corruption.
Kind of makes you wonder, were they paid or
Yeah,
was
who's
somebody
behind
else
it?
involved? Yeah, like that's scary.
And it's always, you take the fall if something goes down. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Did
what
they-
would they? I mean, what are you gaining? Just shutting somebody up. I mean, what are they gaining?
Just think about sitting around drinking a Coke with your buddy and go, hey, let's go over to Jackson.
Yeah.
You're not going to get very far. It is the United States of America.
Yeah.
Hello. So they're in jail to think about what they've done. And we finally found a great story to share for you this morning. This makes you feel good. This lady was a janitor at a hospital, and she worked her way up to be a nurse practitioner at the same hospital.
I think that's great.
Took her 10 years to do it, but she did it. So congratulations to her.
Yes, congratulations to her and anybody that wants
yeah.
to better themselves and have work for a career like that. That's great. I think
is.
That's great.
Kinda
No matter, it
heart-touching.
might take you a long time, but when you get there, that satisfaction.
And you're
can't
sure
beat
she
it.
had to do part of it at night because there's no way to keep it full
Yeah.
because she kept her job there the entire time.
Yeah.
So-
and there's even if you've got kids, I mean, it's not impossible to go back.
Boy, I can't imagine doing
It would be
that.
very hard. I went back after having 3 kids, and it was very hard. But I didn't finish. But it was hard.
tried.
It was hard.
And we'll throw this out there. What was Colin Powell? What movie? Was he in that phone booth movie?
Yes.
To where he answers the phone and he can't get out?
Yeah.
All right,
That's
here he
really
is
good.
in this, and he's going to be in yet again another Batman movie. Like we really don't have enough of those out there.
I know.
But here's a picture of him. Would you recognize him?
I would not recognize him, but you know who he looks like to me?
Who?
He favors Al off the Happy Days.
Oh yeah. He does have that owl look. All
He
he needs
kind
is
of looks like a little bit like Al.
needs an apron is all he
Yeah,
needs.
yeah.
But he's going to be playing the Penguin in the new up-and-coming Batman. That and Spider-Man, I think they've just really overdone.
Yeah, I mean, how many can you make, you know, and
it's
still be
the
as interesting as the last
Same
one?
plot. There's
yeah.
never, especially the Spider-Mans, there's never, now Batman, they do different plots, but they're still fake.
Yeah. I guess kids, though, you know, they just love the superhero things. I mean, some adults really get into it. I've watched it with my kids.
Like Zorro, I
Yeah.
think he's a bad boy. Him and his whip getting them bad guys, I always
Yeah.
liked him.
Yeah.
And what was the one that All-American Hero that they used to play as a kid on Saturday morning, had the cape, and he couldn't fly very well, and he was trying to learn out what he was?
I don't know. I guess I missed that one.
It had the song. It had that big hit to it. I Think I Can Fly.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the guy's name.
World's
but-
Greatest American Hero.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, I remember the show you're talking about. But I tell you, what I used to love to watch, I watched it every day, was The Bionic Man, Lee Majors.
Oh, yeah, that's still on.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that comes on Cozy TV.
Okay. I used to watch that. I was in with Lee Majors. I know.
And they also played Bionic Woman right before that.
Yeah. So,
And if you play your cards right, you can catch that swimsuit issue of Jacqueline Smith on Charlie's Angels before that. Not that I watched it or anything like that or planned my day around it.
now, who played? Wasn't it Farrah Fawcett that played the Bionic Woman?
No.
Who was
That's
it?
Lindsay Wagner.
Okay, yes, that's right. Lindsay
Farrah
Wagner.
Fawcett was the hot thing from Charlie's
Yeah,
Angels.
well, I knew she was in Charlie's Angels, but I don't know why. But now, she and Lee Majors were a thing, though, weren't they? Farrah Fawcett and Lee Majors?
yes, they were
Okay,
married.
maybe that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
The old fall guy ended up marrying her, and then she ran off with Tatum O'Neal, if you remember.
Yes.
And was Cheryl Ladd ever as pretty as Farrah? No, I don't think so.
See, I think Cheryl Ladd is still pretty.
Oh, she really is pretty,
I
but
just think I always thought she was prettier to me, but you know,
on the show, it was Farrah.
Yeah.
After that T-shirt, I didn't care about nobody else.
Lord.
So what's going on this year for the holidays? Well, a survey is out, and they're saying that most Americans are not planning on going home to visit family during the holidays. But as you dig deeper into the survey, they're really being selfish because they're going to go on personal vacations by themselves and ditch the family. Because when I first read it, I thought, well, COVID's going to keep people from going home because they don't want to get mom and dad sick. That ain't it.
Well, you know, it could be that could be part of it, but people are probably tired of being cooped up, not being able to go anywhere, so they're just ready to get on have a.
There's nothing like going home to a family argument at Thanksgiving.
Look, every time I love my family, I love them, I love my kids, but
Right.
it's like every time everybody gets together,
It's gonna be an argument.
It's bickering, like not everybody, but the kids tend to bicker. I guess your siblings will tend to bicker with each other, but I still love having everybody together.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing like, to me, having my family and my kids and everybody together on holidays. Like, we just were having that discussion the other day, but anyway. So, and two, traveling, if you think about it, stopping at rest stops to go use the restroom if you're driving,
got a choice.
know, you think about how many people are passing through there, and with the COVID stuff still going on, and I'm a germaphobe. I mean, I think about that. I think about stuff like that. The last time we went to New Mexico, I loved seeing my stepson, and but my little one got sick on the way there, and on and off was sick the whole time we were there, which was several days, and then sick the whole way home. And when I say sick, I mean like the whole way home.
Sick.
Every
So,
little bit we were stopping.
How are you handling going to a public restroom if all these germs bother you?
You would think it would bother me, but it really don't. I just wash my hands, sanitize my hands. I have my mask on. It doesn't really bother me. I'm not a fan of public restrooms, but I mean, what are you going to do?
I thought she was going to tell me she took a milk jug and it didn't bother her.
I take my cling wrap and I wrap everything. I don't do that. But
A lot of people do.
Yeah, but no, it kills me I have seen people come out of the restroom that work in wherever you are and don't even wash their hands.
Always wash your hands. It doesn't
That's
matter
awful.
if there's a pandemic or not.
Yes. I mean, my little one, he washes his hands at home every time he goes to the bathroom. I don't care if it's in the middle of the night. I hear the water running.
I wonder where he got that from. All I'm saying.
I'm glad he's like that, though. It's great.
We'd like to thank you for watching this morning. We'll do a recap of the weather next to let you know exactly what's going to happen today, and we'll working on some new stories for you tomorrow. We do appreciate it. We'll join you then with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply is there for whatever need you may need there. When it comes to farm, home, ranch, they got it all there. From T-shirts to a complete line of clothing there. If you're looking for a pair of jeans, or if you're looking for a pair of Carhartts, if you're looking for some bib overalls to hunt out of, they got all of that. Plus, a complete line of mums, pansies, fruit trees there in the garden center. If you haven't been in there in a while, check those out. Also, as we move to deer season, and of course they've got tons of boots, and I may have one of those coming up in a minute. If you need waterproof boots for the year, they've got that. Work boots. If you're needing a heater, as I've stressed, this is the greatest invention that is ever known, because you can carry your Mr. Heater with you anywhere you go. And of course, this style here will bolt on the 5-gallon butane bottle. If you really want to keep a place warm, that will do it. This is for one of those that'll extremely warm, keep you tight. That's for smaller areas that you want to keep warm. I carry a big boy there. Love it to death. As you've got plenty of things for your pets and animals. If you're needing dog food, they've got that. Also, as I mentioned, they do have the Georgia work boot, one of the greatest lightweight work boots that you've ever put on your feet. If you've never worn a Georgia, today's the day to go try one of those. Also, as we get into deer season, and there's so much of this because these last and last and last. If you need a new one, you're adding to your bunch. Try this. That's that new built-in electric varmint guard. Now, they've got the original ones also, but that's the latest thing that has come out from Moultrie. Also, all of your different deer attractants, the Sugar Beet Crush, and also the Power Station, as we get into all the licks and the blocks that you want to put out. The molasses, boy, that's a go-getter there, and the crushed apple. Some of the flavors, they've got more. This is just a sample here. And when it comes to cameras, they've got your traditional SD cards. They've also got those that'll come directly to your phone, your flashlights, your batteries, all of that good stuff. Now, planning is not over yet, because that is a big thing to get it all done. I still got friends that are still working on theirs. You can get the Buckbuster. You can also get the Southern Buck Mix that has the Australian winter peas, the Trophy Rate, the purple top turnips, all that mixed in. A whole bunch of other stuff too. And of course, wheat, oats, and ryegrass. One of your all-time traditional favorites to grow in just about anything. You can get that, mix it yourself together, and throw that out, along with taking care of your cattle. And that's how it all started there at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Your horses and your cattle, your hogs, and whatever your case may be. They got all your food for those as well. Guns, yeah. If you need a new gun, they got that, and some great top quality scopes, and along with all the ammunition that you may be needing. It's a great place. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Exit 151 right off the interstate will lead you to the front door, and you'll save some money and take care of 2 or 3 things all at once. Get those mums. Well, as we turn back to weather, again, brought to you by EMEPA, good folks there taking care of you. We find today is going to be almost like perfect weather, as we expect sunshine and a high of 82. Tonight we'll get down to 54. By tomorrow, expected to be 83. Now, Friday will be our gustiest day of the week, but that temperature only getting to 69. Isn't that great? Now, if you're waking up this morning thinking, boy, today is wonderful, right now it's 69, 51 outside. We'll climb to that high of 82 later today. As we go back to the map to pull up exactly what's going on nationwide, and for some reason that always wants to mess with me and not just work right some days. Let's pull that up now, and we'll pull this over to the Meridian area and get that's Carthage. Let's get on down here to Center Hill, Meridian area. As we look at the extended forecast, we'll show that 67 on this one showing for Friday for a high. It's going to be perfect Friday. 70 on Saturday. We'll get up to 77 on Sundays. And those nighttime lows are mid-50s, so perfect weather. We do have a 20% chance of rain moving back into the forecast on Monday and Tuesday, so slight chances there. But this weekend is going to be gorgeous weather, and I can't get over Friday, only 67. So whatever the case may be, what you're doing this week, that'll feel like some definite fall weather. Makes you want to cook chili in some degree. Maybe you can do that Friday night to relax and enjoy yourself, because wow. And before long, I'm a cold-natured person now, and it'll be hitting me. I'll be sitting up here teeth chattering to you in the mornings. Let's hope not. As we turn to talk about our friends out at Freeman Tractor, now they've gotten in new shipments here lately. If you're looking for a lawnmower, they've got those Skags. Of course, they can take care of you with the X marks. If you're needing a more, go by and see them. And as always, if you need a part for your lawnmower, your tractor, they have plenty of those, from lawnmower blades to belts. If you're looking for someone to do a tune-up for you or winterize your lawnmower, they can do that as well. The complete line of LS Tractor's cab, air conditioner, and a main thing to do with that coming up, heat. Yep, they got those as well. Any size that you're looking for, horsepower with the buckets, they've got those from the smaller to the larger to the medium-sized tractor, whatever that case is, and plenty of implements to help you out there. Whether you need a box blade to fix your driveway, you're working on that, or smoothing out a house site or a place to build a barn, you can do all of that. They've got these that are 5 foot, 6 foot. You get into needing a new disc, and these are galvanized, these silver looking ones where they won't rust. That is perfect. And if you're needing that box blade, any of those, as you move on through here, forks. If you need a hay fork or a fork to go on the front of your tractor, you wouldn't believe what you can do with your tractor after you add one of those. It's handy. Now the benchies, that's the latest line of UTVs that they carry there out of Texas. 0% for 60 months on that Warrior 1000. Of course, it's fully equipped. You can get anything that you're looking for on that with doors, your headlights, your turn signals, heat and air conditioning, windshield wipers. Did I mention that? Yep. And winches. Now, the other different styles, you don't have to go that large. You can get the 550. You can get the racing bikes. You can get them, the T-Boss there in the dark green. You can get them in white, tan, camo, whatever the case is. If you're looking for a great deal, they've got it for you there. Drop in and see them at Freeman Tractor. They're on Highway 494. Look for that fire department on 19 and hang yourself a turn there, and you'll run all the way to them. It's going to be a great day as we move right ahead. And as we said, 51 right now, high of 82 later today. It's going to be just perfect for whatever the case that you're looking for. Don't forget our friends out at San Marcos Mexican Restaurant. If you hadn't dropped in and seen Chino lately, drop in and see my friend. He'll really appreciate you dropping in and having lunch with him. Great folks, community-minded folks, along with SMI right down the street from there. Also, our good friends out at Graphics Guru. If you're needing business cards, if you need graphics done, if you need something done to your truck, lettering, they've got all of that for you. And along with Hoopers, if you're needing anything when it comes to electronics, TVs, they've got all of that, and subwoofers and all that kind of stuff to make it go thump, thump, thump. They still do that. You'll find that all local folks, and we appreciate you doing business with all these great folks. Thanks for being part of our day here at Scotty Ray's Weather. We've got more coming up. As always, we'll break in should the weather ever turn bad and walk you through it street by street to your doorstep to make sure that you're safe.
During these challenging times, there are some things that you can count on every day. One of them is that Rick Justice Automotive will work hard to help you find just the right vehicle. Rick Justice has late model, low mileage vehicles and 72-month, 72,000-mile warranties available on all vehicles. Come see us today, and we'll show you how we've been helping your friends and relatives find the car, truck, or SUV that was right for them. We will earn your business.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by